What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the No World Order Podcast IG Live Edition. It is January 12th, 2021. It has been a few weeks since we have done an episode. Right now, we're just waiting on Zach, and there he is popping up right now. And let's get into it. Got some stuff to talk about. A lot has gone on. There we go. You look a little better. The connection looks a little bit better.
I hope so. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, you're responding a little quicker, so that's good. That's good.
That works.
All right.
Your goatee's growing back in, so that.
I know, dude. I had to shave, man. New job, new year, just fresh start. You know, just had to do something different. Had to do something drastic, and dude, I haven't shaved in years, man. And yeah, I just felt it was time, but kind of like it coming back. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I know. I don't like going shaving anymore. I'll go down to like a mustache or a goatee or something.
Yeah.
But I keep the whole thing.
I know.
Like a Halloween costume. I don't like looking at myself.
Yeah, it was interesting. I hadn't done it, like I said, in years and years. I had always at least kept the goatee, and then for a while there I had just the beard going as well with it. So I was like full face. And then I was just like, you know what? Let's just change it up. Change up the look a little bit, but it's all good. And now I was like, I haven't touched it since, and it's coming back.
Yeah.
So, yeah. How's everything going there? You holding in, hanging in there? Everybody doing good?
It's cool. It's just totally different.
Yeah.
Like even doing this, like trying to get ready to do this, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy, but it's cool.
It is crazy. So let's just run down some of the things we had to talk about. So obviously the big stuff. Joe Biden was actually certified from the Electoral College on January 6th, and we all know what happened on January 6th. So we'll talk about that Capitol Hill protest, the San Diego connection, our thoughts on that whole situation, like on the protest, and how it is similar or different from how the media portrayed the BLM protests over the summer. And I know you had said something about Black Panthers. I kind of saw something about that as well, so we'll get into that. We'll talk about the social media ban going on. What was that?
You said the African American Panthers.
Talk about the social media. You had something about Joe Biden, and then Parler. So kind of have a lot to break down. What is your initial thoughts on everything going on?
I wish it would go away and stop. I want to talk about monsters and UFOs and fucking DB Cooper and stuff. Not
get back to the cryptoids and
fucking bullshit. Yes, that's the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Where witches came from and all that. This stuff is so fucking. It just gets so stupid.
Yeah.
Like there was how many, I don't know, Congress people or whatever, senators that were like, we're not going to ratify the votes.
Yeah.
Come January 6th. And then everyone fucking did it. So what's that about?
It was because their excuse was because of the protest, because it got all crazy and violent, and then after that happened, because they did stop them from certifying the vote for a handful of hours, for like 6 hours or something like that, and then because of that happening, the people who were gonna not certify ended up saying, oh my gosh, this was an outrage and this was like domestic terrorists and all this stuff, and then they decided to go along with the certification. So
but initially, if they were not going to certify due to fraud,
exactly,
what is that just
doesn't make any sense,
because this stupid fucking false flag bullshit happened, and now I'm going to just go back on my word like a typical fucking politician. Yeah. I didn't know that that's what they had said. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly what you said. It's like, if you were going to not certify it on grounds of fraud, it shouldn't matter what event took place, because that doesn't take away from the fraud that you were going to not certify it for. So
right.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense. It seems like there's something else kind of going on. Like, they just really do not want Trump to get in there, but I don't know.
Yeah, I missed a lot of it because it was actually we had a doctor's appointment and it was my mom's birthday, so I was like, every time I went to go to the bathroom, I was like trying to take a look like real quick because I knew shit was gonna go down. Obviously, I didn't
Like
think it
the
was gonna
guy in
be.
the Oath. You were like the guy in the Oath. I told you were like him, man.
I
Sneaking
know.
away to
They should be
check the
fucking
news.
young like pigs. Yeah, no, it was unfolding, and as it was unfolding, I was like, nah, this is not what I was looking for. This is not what I thought kind of was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then I started to like around noon, I was like, all right, let's start poking around the internet to see what else is going on in the world because this just seems like a big fucking puppet show now. I thought it was stupid me. I got tricked into thinking it was actually going to be something legitimate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, this is what I had real quick because this is a big thing about why people were saying I think Trump was inciting the violence or the protests and all this, which we'll get into in a little bit. But this is one of the tweets that says, this was from like I believe in mid-December, something like that. It says, Peter Navarro releases 36-page report alleging election fraud more than sufficient to swing victory to Trump. A great report by Peter. Statistically impossible to have lost the 2020 election. Big protests in D.C. on January 6th. Be there. Will be wild. So people are saying like that will be wild is like him trying to incite in violence and incite all of this. And it's like, I just don't see it. And yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
It seems like it's grasping at straws.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's like the worst TV show, like the worst written TV show. Like you watch fucking television and you see things that are like, oh, okay, like I see how that character got to that reasoning or whatever. But what's going on in the last month? It seems poorly written.
Yeah.
And like I'm back to just thinking it's all shenanigans. I really am. It all just seems like one big elaborate freaking plot with everyone on the same page against us. It really does.
Yeah. So in the midst of all of this happening, initially it was reported that one woman was shot and killed, and come to find out she was like from San Diego, if I'm not mistaken. So I was talking to my dad about this. It's like it seems like whenever a big story hits, it seems like San Diego's always connected. And then I was wondering, I was like, do all big cities have that? Do they play on a connection to a major story somehow? Like, is Las Vegas saying this same woman like stopped by at this hotel one time, so then they can kind of run it too? Because it seems like some of these stories always have like a San Diego connection. Or if you go to another city, then a major story, oh, this person has a connection to this city. It's like, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, like if the guy with the bullhorns is from Ohio, they're going to be talking about how he's from Ohio just to get people like emotionally invested.
That
or like a close, like oh, it's so close to home, or
but I feel almost that they would create a connection to San Diego if that was the focus. If that guy had died, I think they would try and create a San Diego connection to that. I don't know. I don't know if if there's other cities right now having a connection to that same woman. Like, is Las Vegas saying, "Oh, we have a connection to this woman as well"? Like, she just stopped by, or she used to frequent here all the time, or you know what I mean? Like, just to create, yeah, like you're saying, to create that emotional connection. I just feel like whenever I go to another city or something, it's like the major story going on is always tied to where you're located.
Yeah, I think that's true. I for sure think that's true because if I remember correctly, there were newspapers, like same picture, let's say about Trump or whatever, and on one paper it's like Trump is awesome, and then another paper in a different part of the country same pictures. Like Trump
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
But it's like the same newspaper company.
Yeah.
And they're just, it's like specialized ads in your Instagram feed.
Yeah.
They're just like, this area is super, like Portland's super liberal. Put a bunch of anti-Trump stuff, Black Lives Matter, you know, holier than thou, even though you're white kind of stuff. And then over in Florida, give them a bunch of other shit just so they can buy the paper, just so they can watch our show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that is 100% correct. And I would even venture to guess we could find some proof to back that up.
Yeah. Because it just seems like there's always that connection to these bigger stories, and it seems like that could be in any big city. But that was just a side thought that I had that just kind of sparked my curiosity when it's like, I just noticed San Diego's always kind of connected to these big stories, and I was just wondering if other cities are kind of making that same connection. But this woman was that?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say this woman was like, I believe an Air Force vet. Is that correct? She served some sort of military time. So this is what's interesting is like she wasn't just some dumb protester. You know what I mean? She was like, she knew what she was doing. And did you see the video? Because apparently there's multiple videos of her getting shot, and I don't know. Again, I'm always hesitant to go seek those videos out until I'm told that, oh no, it's completely fake, and then I'd be like, okay, I'll go check it out now. Or if there's a moment of question, it's like, oh, there's a little, I don't really know, then it'd be, okay, I have to go check it out now. But I'm always hesitant at going and watching somebody get shot or somebody get killed, you know, like, I just don't like seeing that. But as soon as there's a moment of doubt, I'm like, okay, let me go check that out now. But
yeah, something broke in me as a kid when I found the Columbine shooting on E-Bombs. And ever since then, I think I've been desensitized, and it hasn't really held that same weight for me, which is sad. I saw a video of what's allegedly her getting shot from behind, and I don't know if it's my heart's not into it anymore, but I'm like, it doesn't seem, not that it seems fake, but it just doesn't seem legit. And I don't know why. I watched the video, it just, anything that happened inside the Capitol building, I don't think is actually true.
yeah,
I feel like it's smoke and mirrors. I feel like I almost want to delve into it more. Like, where was she stationed? Like, San Diego is typically a Navy Marine area. She's Air Force. Okay, like that happened, sure. But like, where was she stationed before? What did she have to do? Like, what was she related to?
Yeah.
You find false flags and you find connections to higher up people in the military or CPs, and like, I kind of want to go digging to see if she's associated with any of that. If she's a real person and she was there and she died, that's fucking terrible. I don't understand how a trained cop would do that. Like, if you shoot an intruder in the back as they're fleeing your house that they just robbed, you get in trouble.
You're responsible, yeah. So this was my understanding. This is what I heard. I can't verify it, obviously, but this is what I heard going around and stuff is, she was getting to a door that if she accessed it, there would be people like senators and people like that in session and like right beyond that door. So the police had to make the judgment to protect the people in there. But again, I can't verify that. I don't know. I haven't even went and checked out the videos circling around, but that is what I heard, and that would make sense if that is a legitimate reason. But yeah, like you're saying, if you shoot somebody in the back leaving your house, like who tried to rob you or whatever, you're responsible. So I don't know the exact situation of what was going on, but that's what I heard was happening.
And like, from the video, it's hard to see how that explanation fits for me.
Interesting.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't like she was like broke away from the pack and was getting to the big set in session, and she had up on her. It was obvious that she, you know what I mean. It didn't seem like that. It seemed like a bunch of fucking people doing a bunch of. They seemed like a shitty mosh pit, and then somebody shot her and she fell to the ground. That's what it seemed like to me. You know what I mean? So that explanation, just maybe it's true. It doesn't look like it's true. It doesn't seem like it fits.
Like I said, I I
means
only
fate.
heard that, and and I'm only saying that because I didn't watch the video. So that's just like one of the explanations I heard, and I don't think that was from like a mainstream narrative. I think it was from more of an independent source. I could be wrong on that. I would have to verify, but yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like I heard that, but I didn't double check to watch the video because yeah, I just don't want to watch that. I'm always hesitant to go watch those videos, but that's just me.
And where are the riots for her? Because the cop killed her, right?
Yeah.
So aren't we allowed to go rob Target now and kill dogs in the street? Shit like that?
That's
Right?
kind of
That's
one
what
of the
happens?
things I wanted to talk about too is how the hypocrisy of how the media treated this. It's like, dude, we witnessed for months and months cities being destroyed, set on fire, being looted, just one city after another. And the media called it mostly peaceful protests. And this in on January 6th, this Capitol Hill protest was honestly mostly peaceful. And then they decided to get a little crazy. Police started acting up and all of that. And, you know, I'm not saying that the people breaking windows and destroying property were right because that I'm not advocating for that at all. But people occupying a space and stuff, I'm all for that, doing it peacefully. And they said these were like domestic terrorists and painting them as white supremacists and all of this stuff, but that none of that was said at these other protests or riots over the previous 2020. You know, all of what we saw when all these cities were being destroyed. So what are your thoughts on how the media has kind of flip-flopped and not held accountability where they're supposed to and demonizing one side? And
It's typical mainstream media. It's typical controlled narrative. It's typical fucking Tavistock Institute programming. And the like, what's worse than that? Like, that's what I expect from them, right? That's what I expect from all these news sources. I expect them to lie to us, to keep us stupid. I expect all that. I'm like seriously saddened by the fact that people don't recognize this yet.
yeah,
Like just be objective and look at what was going on in the summer in Portland and look what happened on January 6th and discern. Don't let the media tell you what to think. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand people don't take their heads out of their asses long enough to see that the same thing here is the same thing there, or this one is a little less harmful. It doesn't make any sense to me that people are so innately brainwashed. You know, like I said, I expect the media to lie to us and to manipulate us, but at some point, people need to take responsibility for their own thoughts and feelings and do a little bit of work, do a little bit of research beyond what somebody in a meme told you. It's like that's the reason our fucking country is dying is because people's ignorance, not the fucking media. They're always gonna be shit.
yeah, yeah. It's true. It's just really annoying though to see the destruction going on over, you know, people like to say the summer or whatever, but it started more in the spring and yeah, went for a handful of months, dude. It just didn't stop. And those people were you got called crazy if you called them domestic terrorists. But one incident here, they're labeling them domestic terrorists and white supremacists and all this stuff. And I saw on the ground footage, and there was a mix of all sorts of people there. It wasn't just white people. It was immigrant people there. Like there was all sorts of people there, just fighting for freedom and wanting to, you know, take a stand. I initially said, "Oh, this is a revolution," but man, it really wasn't. They kind of had no plan. It wasn't really anything. It was exciting at first, but then yeah, there was no like real action or plan of attack or anything like that. It's like, okay, let's storm it. And then it seemed like they were kind of ushered in some entrances. So it's like, okay, they were let in and now what do we do? So it's like, let's take Nancy Pelosi's laptop and the podium. Like, what do we do? You know what I mean? Like, it was just kind of, it
That
started
shit
out
started to seem
invigorating
staged.
and then just kind of like died, you know?
Yep, I agree. And And that to me speaks of manipulation. Like
For
that guy
sure.
taking the podium and posing with the picture, or that dumbass with that fucking Bison Lodge helmet
Yeah.
with the horns or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that dude totally seems controlled up. There was one picture. I think there was a video, and then there was some pictures taken from it. But there's like kind of a shorter fellow, but everyone's like, white supremacist, white nationalist. He's a little Jew guy. He's a Jewish dude, and he's at the forefront of this thing. And he was like, that was when it was like antagonizing cops, kind of. Like, I don't know if you saw that video of. It looked like a camera creeping around the corner and looking down the stairs, and then there's one black cop, like right outside of a doorway, and then there's people coming in the doorway, and he's like running away, running backward, and like swatting at them with. He picks up a random baton off the ground inside the Capitol building and is like swatting at them. It seemed very staged. It seemed like a one shot, like you're watching a movie. One shot backward up the stairs, back the hallway, back through another hallway, and then they back up into a big room, and then cops come from the other side to meet up with the one cop to face off with the protesters. It's serious. Like, I felt like I was watching a bad copy of The Shining. Like, they were just trying to go through the building all with one shot.
Yeah.
And like no explanation as to why there was only one cop in this doorway with 100 people behind it. Who put the baton on the fucking ground? Like, this is a situation where if you're a cop and there's 1,000 people trying to get you, that's when you can probably pull your gun out and say, hey, back the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. I would not fault him for that, because if 100 people coming after me, I'd probably pull a gun too.
Yeah.
But instead he like stumbled backwards and like kind of pushed the guy once or twice. And anyway, it was within that group that this little guy that he has a relative in government, and like he leads a well-off life, but he's over here representing people that are not well-off and representing white people when he doesn't classify as white. If you're Jewish and you're reaping the benefits of being Jewish, you don't get to also claim white for the bad shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't get good Jew stuff secretly and then bad white stuff open. No, you're one or the other, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it just, and like the more time started going on, and like I'm actually proud of consistently of like the community online of people questioning shit, because almost right away people were like, hey, that dude with the horns was in fucking Portland, or like doing the Antifa protests in the spring and summer. Like right away people were starting to see inconsistencies, and why is that there? Why is this there?
And then the Simpsons thing. The Simpsons thing.
Did you watch the video, or did you just see the meme or the excerpt?
I just saw the meme, yeah.
Somebody sent me a video that I haven't watched, because when I'm scrolling through Instagram, which is like less now. I don't really have audio. Just like looking and reading. But actually, Edgar hit me up and said that the tattoos on Willie's chest and stuff are not real. That's not part of the show. So, but I mean, honestly, shirtless and with the horns in front of the Capitol building is enough for me to be like, that's weird. Yeah, that's interesting. You know what I mean?
It is.
It sparked a lot of the Matt Groening as a time traveler from the future kinds of things, and I just keep telling everyone he has the playbook. Yeah. Like, he's a Mason, he has the playbook. He knows what's coming. He gets to leak that info as it comes.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? I wrote this down before we moved on, talking about like people storming Capitol Hill and stealing the podium or the laptop and all of that. It's like it's just ironic that some of these people are gonna get arrested, and they could be facing 10 years thanks to Trump's bill that he signed or whatever, when he said you would get 10 years for destroying a statue or government property or whatever. So some of these people who were doing it in the name of Trump are now gonna be facing 10 years because of a bill that Trump signed. So I just thought that was pretty ironic.
That is funny, and I want to trace those people and their convictions and see how much time they actually spend in jail.
Yeah.
Because I'm defaulting to it's all fake, and I feel like a lot of that shit was staged. And I bet you they won't serve any time, even though a typical person doing that would.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So let's move on to the next subject. I kind of have so people people have been saying, I saw it a lot on social media. If this was black people, or if this was the BLM, if this was the BLM protesters, oh, there would be so much more deaths. Everybody would be shot and killed and all of that. And it's like, I just read that and I just get so mad and infuriated. I'm like, dude, that's just so bullshit. I just do not believe that. I do not believe that narrative of, oh, if they were black people, like they would just be shot, or if it was BLM protesters, they'd be just shot up. It's like, no, we kind of saw that they didn't get shot up over these last protests. When that was going on, like the police did a really, you know. They were really controlled about not retaliating against these protesters, like all over the different cities. They did a really good job for the most part, but if you brought this up, I've been seeing it go around. We kind of have an example of a group storming, was it Capitol Hill or something like that? You have all the notes on it, but I saw it going around and I kind of forgot about it. But people said this hadn't been done in hundreds of years and things like that, and this is like history. But why don't you take it away from here?
So on May 2nd, 1967, this is from the Sacramento Bee, and it's actually from 1967. I'm going to read it verbatim to piss some people off. It says, 24 armed Negroes entered the state capitol at noon today, and 10 made their way to the back of the assembly chamber before they were disarmed and marched away by the state police. So nobody died, and these homeboys went in with fucking weapons and were trying to make a statement. You know what I mean? And how had legitimate protesters on January 6th done something more coordinated and orchestrated like that, it would have been more of a statement.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like 12 dudes with guns going in like almost like a well-trained militia to make a statement, or a bunch of fucking whatever we saw on January 6th stealing furniture. That's ridiculous. That's basically going into Target and taking shit.
Exactly. Like, what is the purpose of having these documents or this laptop? Like, what is the point of that? Like, it or a podium? Like, what are you gonna do with this stuff? It just doesn't make sense. And these are supposedly the same people who are saying, oh yeah, we're peaceful protesters, and oh yeah, we condemn Antifa, and then they're like acting like it, dude. These conservatives are acting just like the liberals did in 2016 when Hillary lost, dude. I feel like there's more reason for them. Like it seems like there's more legitimate proof of fraud, but it just seems like these people are just acting just like the left. And now I'm older and I'm seeing the legitimate swing of things. It's all just like, oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's really weird how so in occult literature, in the occult world, they have the Baphomet, right? He has one arm up, one arm down, and on one arm it says solve and the other says coagula, and that's like to tear apart, put together. So that's like the process of perfection, tearing apart, putting together, like super, super weird. But that's what the last year, at least news-wise, has kind of reminded me of. Like, they take these people that hated cops and they made them love cops.
Yeah.
They took these people that wanted to do, I don't know, racial equality, and they made them racially unequal.
Exactly.
By pointing out the difference in skin color. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then January 6th, they kind of flipped it again.
Yeah.
And then people that were all like, yes, riot and protest, it's okay because it's for a just cause, are like, no, don't do that because I don't believe in that cause.
Exactly.
So it's this weird combination of tearing apart and putting together, and in the process, everyone just gets so that they kind of just listen to whatever is told to them most and like repeated most often, which is obviously the main narrative, which is typically not true at all.
Yeah.
So it's like, I hate to always sound like the sky is falling, but it kind of feels like it's ramping up toward something.
Yeah.
Even if it is just like to get us all fucking excitable while staying in our fucking houses, and then I don't know, fake alien invasion, or switcheroo, Trump is actually going to be president, or Biden gets sworn in, and then boom, he's killed by Trump, and then fucking Kamala's the first woman president.
Yeah.
You know, like it feels like it's setting us
Something
up and prepping us and priming us.
Yeah.
It's and that's what unnerves me. I'm like, and everything I'm reading, everything here, like all the news and all this stuff coming out, it just seems like closer and closer to the fucking brink, to where I just want to like go live in the fucking woods or in a mountain somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So that was so back to the initial point of this before we got sidetracked. That group of 12 people, that was Black Panthers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the late 60s, they were tearing shit up, and that was in 67. Mm-hmm.
And what was their intention? Did you know? What was their goal, or what was it for?
I don't know.
Okay.
But it seems that the assembly was in session, and that's where they were headed. So they were probably, I mean, knowing what little I know of the Black Panthers, they were probably hoping to get in there, direct attention to them, and probably just post up.
Yeah.
And maybe have like one person like doing a dialogue about what they're about or what they demand or what they want or things like that. And it was probably just to gain attention and notoriety and be somewhat of a show of force. Like, we're not intimidated by you guys sitting behind desks or being behind really big white doors. Doesn't mean anything to us. We'll come in here and spit our shit anyway.
Yeah.
You just, again, I don't know a whole lot about the Panthers. From what I do know, I really, really like them. Actually.
And you said that was in 67?
That was, yeah.
And so kind of at the height of this racial stuff going on at that time as well.
Yeah. And this was, I don't know.
So that's just interesting because, yeah, people say now that, oh, if it was, you know, BLM, everybody would be shot up. But it's like we have an example of a heightened racial inequality time in the 60s right there, and a group doing a similar thing and actually coming out more unscathed, you know?
Yeah, more unscathed and making more of a statement.
Yeah.
Than any of these other.
Yeah.
I don't know if BLM did it today, if they were going to shut up, but actual black people doing a protest while armed, we have a pretty good example of them making more headway than anyone else has in the last year as far as protesting.
Yeah. That's interesting, because, that's just been the narrative going around. Oh, if it was these people, there would be so much more bloodshed, and it's like, well, let's look at history.
Yeah, there's no evidence to support that.
No.
And this was a fucking group that the NRA did not support. The Black Panthers were all about being armed, and the NRA basically was like, you're black, we're not down with you guys having guns.
Yeah.
You know, and they still were able to do all this shit.
Yeah.
And get that level of notoriety and make their statement.
Yeah. It's interesting. So I didn't catch what happened in the midst of everything going on, but from what it looks like, Trump put out a video and a tweet or something on the 6th when all of the protests was going on. And because of that video and tweet, then Twitter decides to suspend his account for 12 hours and then decides to permanently ban him, along with a handful of other social media platforms as well. So that just shows how coordinated this all was. It was all within minutes, or like maybe not minutes, but probably within an hour or so of each other, that all of these platforms decided to deplatform the president. And that's really scary.
It is, and I don't understand people cheering it, because the same fucking way they can silence him, they can silence you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's no earthly reason why a social media company should be able to silence the president, even if you don't fucking like him.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean?
It's so crazy.
It really is. And like you said, it does seem coordinated. It seems like they had all their ducks in a row. Like, it was the plan of action. They're like, okay, next thing Trump does, we're all going to silence him.
Yeah.
Or, again, it's part of the play, and it's like, okay, this is our cue. Trump did his speech, now we silence him.
Yeah.
And then the play goes on.
So this is what was interesting, because like I said, I personally didn't see it because I was working that day, and I just wasn't on my phone. I couldn't be. I was hustling, working and stuff. And then I got on and I saw all this shit going down. And then I saw that he got kind of suspended and the tweets were already deleted. So I couldn't even see what was said, but I was told from like reputable people that what was said was all positive, and he was calling for them to stop and like not do destruction and like be peaceful and all of this stuff, and that was the grounds for them banning him.
Yeah, he said one of them was like, "Hey, like, keep like." I'm paraphrasing. Like, be cool, stay calm. We're the party that is like appreciative of law and order. Like,
Yeah.
thanks to the boys in blue, some shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, like, be cool. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I mean, at one point, at one tweet, he had said like, I don't know if he instructed people to go to the Capitol building or if he was like, I know they're going to the Capitol.
No, that was that tweet I said. That was that tweet I read.
He didn't go there and fucking.
Where he said a big protest in DC on January 6th, be there, will be wild.
Maybe, okay, there's another one that he had said, but none of them that I saw anyway sounded anywhere near threatening or ominous.
Got it.
Or fucking gang related or anything.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like they just had the plan. Like,
yeah,
just label it hate speech, like Instagram does, and fucking kick them off.
Yeah, it's scary, man. It's what do I have here? I had a couple of articles right here. So he's banned from Twitter. Where else banned him? Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Reddit, Twitch. So all of these platforms.
Reddit?
Yeah, even Reddit. I don't know. Did Donald Trump have a Reddit account? I don't know, man. That'd be pretty funny. He's on the subreddit boards, like checking his shit out.
Aliens.
Yeah. Hilarious, but yeah, that's too coordinated for these big tech companies to all kind of do the same thing. It's like, and they say there's no election interference or anything like that when they can just do that and censor their posts and not run ads and all that. Like, it's just, oh man, it's really eye-opening to see. It's all pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's a little like it is. I honestly didn't think Biden was gonna get to be the nominee, let alone fucking fake president. You know, like all that shit he fucking did to little girls and even like adult women, coming off the heels of like the Me Too movement and then like the second fucking part of the Me Too movement. Like, wrestlers were getting fired from their livelihoods for vastly less than what Biden has done on film.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, media they don't care. They don't report on it. Nobody knows. It doesn't matter. And so they control.
But it's like you gotta understand that you just have to understand that dead people don't care.
Oh fuck! There was. I can't remember it, but there is a great quote, a great meme, a joke about dead people voting for Biden. It was like, I'm so mad at my parents, like I'm for voting for Biden, I'm not going to visit their grave ever again.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it's so, like, I was reading something, and somebody had coined a term for people who dispute that Biden is president-elect based on no evidence. And I'm like, that's nobody. Everybody disputes it based on some fucking evidence.
Sort of evidence,
like,
yeah.
We did a whole episode on it, as it was happening.
Exactly.
There was enough of it going on for us to talk about it for an hour.
Exactly.
You know? And like, I don't understand if they see it and they don't. If they're like, okay, Dominion fucking voting poll company said that their machine switched out votes from Trump to Biden. I don't believe it. Or if they're just not reading those kinds of articles. Like cognitive dissonance.
All people are hearing is the court cases are getting thrown out, and then they say, "Oh, Trump lost," and it's everything I'm hearing about these court cases being thrown out is for procedure reasons and not lack of evidence. They haven't even had the opportunity to view the evidence because they haven't been able to do a proper procedure to get a court case, whether that was not the right time, things not filled out properly, or whatever the case may be. But to me, then, with those excuses or those reasons of why, it seems like there's no evidence to begin with. If they're just stringing this along, it's all bullshit then.
That's where I'm at. I don't think that high-paid lawyers with this kind of issue and all the implications writing on it are going to forget to check the right box or file it at the right time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's not what I was watching The Path, and in one of the episodes, the Myris movement's like lawyer is like, how does Scientology stay on top? How do they keep their bad news out of the press? Higher paid lawyers.
Yeah.
We are those lawyers.
Exactly.
You know what
yeah.
I mean? And I get that that's a TV show, but that TV show is very valid representation of a lot of different parts of America and people's personalities. And especially with these kinds of fucking lawyers, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They're cutthroat. They're just goal oriented, and it doesn't matter. They're not going to fuck up procedurally, and it's not going to be as many times as have been reported. You know, like that again to me just seems like part of the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get everyone's hopes up over here. It doesn't work out. Watch the next part of the show.
Yep. I had this article. I just typed in like Trump social media ban, and I clicked the news tab or whatever. And this is like one of the first articles that popped up, and I was like, of course. So I just kind of had to bring it up. I'll just read the headline. We don't really have to, talk about it or anything. It's just kind of on the heels of the social media ban or whatever. But just the headline says, just get this: 33% of Americans believe banning Trump from some social media went too far. And this is from a Newsweek poll. So I was just like, dude, and it was one of like the first articles. I was like, are you kidding me, dude? It's everywhere.
See, that to me is enough to be like, okay, it's not legit.
Yeah.
It's part of if there's a 33 on it, it's part of the fucking show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's fucking kayfabe. It's not real.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Because obviously it's way more than that would have that opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even with all the ignorant fucking systemites that we have, it would be way more people that think it's too far. Yeah.
I just thought that was funny because I just typed in that, and it was like literally one of the first articles popped up. 33%. I was like, no way. I have to bring this up real quick because I don't mean to find it, dude, but it's in almost every news story, man. It's ridiculous.
We need to keep like a journal or like start storing those screenshots somewhere.
Well, I'm starting to record them on my podcast every time I read them, I'm like, fuck, dude. It's crazy.
I wish I could show people, like, look at this. This is basically a trademark of it being not legit.
Yeah.
Come on.
Exactly.
But they don't. Oh, so what? It's a number.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fuck. Pre-rec conversations lacking.
So yeah, man, this social media ban, that's super, and it seems like a lot of people have been getting purged from social medias as well. Their accounts are getting suspended and terminated and banned and all of that. So we're in a very slippery slope, a scary situation when it comes to social media.
Yeah, and it kind of presents that question. We had kind of talked about it a little bit. Do we dip out? Or do we try it and like I've seen people like followers post like, hey, I'm gonna walk the walk. I'm done with this fucking Zuckerberg, Instagram, Facebook bullshit. I'm not gonna be on here anymore. I don't want to take part in it, which makes sense to me, right? If I fucking hate Coca-Cola because it has high fructose corn syrup and too much sugar and fucking kills you, I'm not gonna buy Coke anymore. I'm not gonna keep buying it and then fucking complain about it. Or it doesn't make sense if I were to do that, you know? So do we do that? Do we dip out and get out, like, just for the fuck it? Or do we sit around and wait for them to delete us? Because eventually, with the shit we talk about, they will delete this Instagram. You know what I mean?
See, and that's what I'm okay with, because it's like, Not saying that I don't trust some of these people, but it's like I just don't believe it until I see it, you know? It's like I feel like a lot of people who say my account got deleted or my YouTube or oh, YouTube suppressing my views or they're deleting my subscribers. It's like prove it, dude. I don't believe you. Like I don't trust that. So it's like until it hits me, then I'll be like, "Oh shit. Okay, it's real. It happens." But, you know, I don't know. I don't know.
I'll say
That could be a goal of ours. Is let's fucking go for it until they delete us. You know.
Yeah, I guess so. Just keep saying Pizzagate until they fucking delete us.
And Sandy Hook was a fucking hoax.
And 9/11 was an inside job. And vaccines will fucking kill you.
And nobody died at Sandy Hook.
Already been deleted. No one died at Sandy Hook.
And Alex Jones is always right. Fuck. And the Jews are behind everything.
Okay, so the Jews, not the real Jewish people, the fake Jews. They don't understand. People don't understand that. And Earth is flat.
And the Earth is flat. Yeah.
That's the biggest one people don't like too. Earth is flat.
And space is fake.
Space is fake. Aliens are interdimensional demons. So Dr. Shiva, I don't know if you know that guy. He's done a lot of good podcasts. Like I think he was on Tim Boyle.
Oh yeah.
He breaks it down. He breaks vaccines down real well, and he's a smart dude. Allegedly invented email more or less.
Yeah.
But he was like, as his followers are being deleted, he was posting like, "Hey, 20% of my followers have." Like he was giving stats. Like he was giving like statistics on like how his followers were being deleted systematically. And then Isaac Weishaupt from Conspiracy Theories and Unpopular Culture, one of my favorite dudes, I think from his Twitter, he said he lost 8,000 followers on Friday as well. And Friday was like the big day where everybody was being allegedly fucking purged and deleted.
I'm not mistaken for just the recent stuff. I 100% believe that they've been cracking down. But over the last couple years, when people say like, "Oh, my YouTube, they've been deleting subscribers," I feel like that's a marketing ploy to get people to subscribe. Like I feel like
that would be cool. That'd be smart.
I just don't. That's me. That's my skepticism. You're skeptical about everything except for when people are losing subscribers, and I'm there like I don't fucking believe you when it comes to that you're losing subscribers because I've never been unsubscribed from anybody, and I follow all of these people who are saying they're losing subscribers, and I'm like,
oh, dude,
no, you're still popping up all the fucking time. Like I don't.
Edge of Wonder disappeared. Like all of their videos disappeared, their channel disappeared. They're not like I subscribe to them, I watch them all the time, and I watch them often.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. It's the same videos I watch over and over again. But my dad came over and he was like, "Hey, let's watch those two guys. I want to hear about whatever." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude! What do you want about Bigfoot or what's up? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?" And I was like, "I want to go fucking find it," and the channel's gone.
Yeah.
There's I think ODD lost his, but. Even
I'm not saying people don't lose their channels, but I just feel like when people are hype about it, oh, I'm the YouTube suppressing my views, YouTube deleting my subscribers, make sure to like, share, subscribe. Oh yeah, I just feel like it's a way to like create drama, but I don't know. That's just me. I'm sure it happens, but I don't know. Maybe those people just got over it and were like, oh, they deleted my account.
I know I don't really buy when people post on Instagram like, this is a test. I'm being shadow banned. Like, share, and subscribe for, this post that I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, that one I don't buy, so I guess I kind of see where it comes from.
Yeah. That's just my brain about it.
I signed us up for Parler when everyone was like, hey, go to Parler. I was like, all right. Like,
so what happened? Did they get shut down now? Can you even access that account?
So, Awoke Army, I love that dude. He was going on about it, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah.
Why not? I'm up at all hours of the night, like, feeding my kid anyway. Let's see what's up. So, I went through all the trouble of putting an old order on there, and I started following people, and I'm like, it was actually really fucking fun. Like, that was how I found out that there were blackouts in Italy, and blackouts in Vatican, and blackouts in Pakistan.
Yeah.
and people were like, and that comes off like it happened just after this. Like it was good shit, and I was googling what I was finding there, and it was real, right? You know, like there was some good stuff going on.
Yeah.
I really, really liked being there. Everyone's like, America, fuck the terrorists. It was great. I fucking loved it. And I was going back, and then I saw that fucking Apple and Samsung or whoever else got hairs up their asses about it being like spreading fucking terrorism or whatever. And I was like, whatever. I kept going back. I kept liking shit, and it was a lot of fun. And then my dad sent me an article about it today or yesterday, and I was like, whatever, man. I still have it. It still works on my phone. And I went there, and sure as shit, it's fucking gone. Like the app is there. You can open it. But it just, well, you can't see that at all, can you? No. But it just says network error, and like everything is gone. All the all my followers,
dude.
all the stuff I have liked, it's all gone.
How did they do that?
Yeah. It makes it seem like you don't have a connection, but it's gone.
So how does that happen?
You're cutting out. I can't hear you.
Oh, all I said was, how does that happen?
Apple decides they don't want to carry that app anymore based on whatever bullshit, and then they just delete it from the apps they carry.
From their server and shit?
Yeah. So that's interesting. Even just that. Think if they were like, hey, we want you to use Apple fucking Bank.
That's scary as
so we're gonna
fuck, dude.
Yeah. If Apple's like, we want you to use Apple Bank. We want all your money here with Apple Bank. It's new. It's great. You should use it. It's only on our phones. Also, Bank of America, your local credit union, Wells Fargo, all those apps, we're not carrying them anymore because we want you to use Apple Bank. Like, what the fuck? Then you're cut off electronically from your money, you know?
Wow.
If you think about, like, what that could mean, that means, like, they can delete my Instagram. I can't even download the Instagram app anymore because they have an issue with me.
Yeah.
You know, that's what that could mean.
Dude, that's scary because I've been hearing about that. All of a sudden, yeah, I heard Parler was like shut down. I was like, how do they shut that down? But I guess that makes sense if all these companies decide to like not allow it on their server, then yeah, you would have no access to even download or even access it from the internet, because the internet is from, like, if you have a Microsoft laptop, it's run through Microsoft, so you would not be able to access it. So that's really scary. That's
collusion.
Insane. Yeah, that's insane.
I don't understand. Like tacit collusion, those things are like not fucking allowed, yet it happens all the time at like a small business owner's expense. It was almost like WCW and WWF came together and were like, fuck CW, we're gonna like not even allow them to sell tickets.
Yeah.
Like both and Parler, like they had like I forgot the number, but their growth in like the week time span like went through the roof.
Yeah.
And people are saying like this is the only semi-viable like what is it called? Like competition that Instagram has had in like a long time. Or Facebook for that matter. You know what was before then? Fucking MySpace. So like Parler had an opportunity to be like one of those, like the Libertarian Party, at least like enough followers to make a stink, but not actually do anything. And now that's gone, just because Apple decided they didn't want it.
Yeah.
No votes, no say, no protests, no parlay, nothing. Apple said no, it's gone. Unbelievable.
Dude, that's really scary. I can't believe that. Because I didn't even quite grasp that that's what was going on. But yeah, that's the fact that I was kind of joking when I was like, oh, can you even access it anymore? But that's kind of what I thought. But at the same time, I was like, there's no way that could be what it means. But that's actually, that made me like really bummed, dude. Like that's really scary. Like for real, dude. Like that's scary. Like that they could control things to that extent. Like that's insane.
That's the extent we know.
Yeah.
They can control.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like what other shit are they not telling us they can do? Also, like remember, was it last year? No, 2 years ago. There was that like emergency presidential text message that everybody received. Remember that thing? What if Apple doesn't want that to come out?
Yeah.
What if Trump can still do that and Apple's like, we don't want that. Now we don't receive emergency text messages?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who gives a fuck if it's Trump or not? Are you going to tell me if there's a kid stolen my neighborhood? Or no, because you haven't decided that it's real, Apple, Samsung. Yeah, they control your subjective reality. Your choices are not yours because you don't have all the information.
That's crazy. That is very
And it's
crazy.
crazy, and it's a bummer. And Parlor was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun on there
For
for a very
that
short
one
time.
day or whatever.
It was like 3 or 4 days. I was digging it. Rest in peace, Parlor. I hope to see you back.
Nice.
I pay for it. I pay $5 for it. Fuck it.
Is that what it was, or?
No, it was fucking free. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Wild West. It was fantastic.
Yeah, that's funny. You had something about Joe Biden, in your notes. What was that?
I got a lot of stuff about fucking old Joe Biden.
I don't know. You
but
sent me
in
a
regards
screenshot.
Yeah. No, I was just
Okay.
vamping before I get to it.
Gotcha.
Do you remember Gabrielle Giffords? She was, I believe, an Arizona representative, and she got shot in the head.
Yeah.
So she's cool now. Like, she can speak and shit again.
Yeah.
But she had posted on the 8th, 10 years ago, my life community changed forever. I was shot in the head. 6 people were killed, 12 injured, but the attack did not break me or the people I represented in Congress. We came together, turned pain into purpose, and found hope in each other. What does Biden respond? He responds, your perseverance and immeasurable courage. He didn't type this out. Immeasurable courage continue to inspire me and millions of others. I pledge to continue to work with you and with the survivors, families, and advocates across the country to defeat the NRA and the end of our epidemic of gun violence. So she gets shot in the head by a crazy person, and what's Joe Biden's response? We're going to take down the NRA.
Yeah.
Like that, and people support that. There's not even a correlation. The NRA does not support people getting guns illegally and then fucking assassinating politicians for fun. I don't even like the NRA very much. They have a shady history, you know what I mean? They're a lobbyist group, which I don't typically like. Yeah. But that's not what they fucking support, you old fuck.
No.
Like, and again, it's ominous because it should.
Oh, you cut out there. Internet is choppy. I don't know what's going on. Let's see if it pops back up. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Oh, looks like the connection got lost. Oh, is he coming back? Is he coming back? Is he coming back? Oh, there he is. Welcome back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just froze up there for a second.
I actually lost connection on my iPad altogether, so I got about 10 minutes worth of battery on my phone.
All right, yeah. We should wrap it up in just a few minutes. It's all good.
Cool. Yeah, but it sucks because that's a sign of the direction things are going. I was looking into it a little bit, and some pro-gun people are like, Biden's been saying this shit forever.
Yeah.
They've been talking this shit forever. Like, kind of put up or shut up, and we're obviously not. Obviously, gun owners are not going to be outgunned. You know, we're not going to give up our guns. Oh, I don't speak for everybody, I guess, but I highly doubt they're going to be giving up guns in droves because Joe Biden wants them to.
Oh, we got 2 minutes left, so I guess that long form is only when we go solo, so perfect timing to wrap it up anyway. But I just wanted to mention real quick that, of all of these mass shooters, I don't even believe that they're, legitimate, but not one of these mass shooters have connections to the NRA, but yet they always want to go after the NRA and go after guns and all of that. But anyway, there was a lot that has been going on, a lot of personal stuff. You had your, big stuff going on over these last, month already. Insane. And then I had some personal stuff, getting a job and all of that. So both been a little busy, but let's try and get this going again. This was good. So whenever we can, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll have some fun stuff to talk about and not just Joe Biden being an asshole.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens once everything gets official on the 21st or whatever, Be interesting to see what happens.
Kamala will be president, I'm sure.
A week or two after everything gets settled.
Yeah.
Yep, it'll be
She
interesting.
sacrificed the fucking Ugandan giant Kamala, ex-wrestler, so she could be president.
Exactly.
I'm serious. But yeah, next week. Let's try to do it again next week. That'd be great.
All right, for sure. I'll let you know when my days off are. I haven't been doing anything on my own personal stuff. I got to get back to it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Got to get back to it. So, that is it. Audio will be up on YouTube tomorrow. And it's good talking to you, man. And until next time, peace.